Chapter 9. Looping Statements in QBasic. Magic Carpet. Introduction to Loop. Writing programs using for, next and do loop statements. Exiting a loop. In the previous chapter, you learned the basics and conditional statements used in QBasic. Let us do a quick recap of the same. For writing a remark or a comment in the program which does not get executed, we make use of the REM statement. For displaying numbers, messages or values of variables on the output screen, we make use of the print statement. To clear the output screen, we use the CLS statement. For assigning the value to a variable, we make use of the LET statement. For taking a value from the user and storing it in a variable, we use the input statement. A control statement is a statement that determines whether other statements will be executed. Introduction to loops. When we write programs in computer, it uses cycles called loops. By cycles, it means that a function is performed in a repeat mode for as long as we want. When a program has a loop in it, some statements are done over and over as long as it needed to get the work done. There are three main types of loops for QBasic. In this chapter, we will learn do and for next loop. Do loop. The do statement marks the beginning of several statements that will be done again and again. The loop statement marks the end of those statements. When this program runs, this is what happens. The programs start with the do statement. The do shows the beginning of the loop. The first print statement is executed and prints type a number. The input statement is executed and gets a number to put in the variable number. Say that the user typed in 100. The second print statement prints 6% of the number is and then computes and prints 6% of number. If the number is 100, the program will print 6% of the number is 6. The loop statement marks the end of the loop. At this point, the statements between do and loop have each executed one time. They are about to execute a second time. Syntax: do, while, until condition. Statements block. Loop, do, statements block. Loop, while, until, condition. Example: do, print, type a number, input number, print 6% of the number is number star 0.06. Loop, end. Do while loop. A while loop will loop forever as long as an initially set condition proves true. It is an easier way to do constant testing of a value. Syntax: do while condition, statements, loop. Example: REM a program to print the series from 1 to 10. CLS: C equals 1. Do while C equals less than equals 10. Print C. C equals C plus 1. Loop, end. Do until loop. The execution of the loop continues as long as condition is false. Syntax: do unite, condition. Statements: loop. Example: REM a program to print series from 1 to 10. CLS: C equals 1. Do unite C equals 11. This number will not be displayed. Print C. C equals C plus 1. Loop, end. For next. The for next loop is a form of flow control that places focus on a single counter. It repeats a group of statements a specified number of times. In the for next statement, a block of instructions is executed a number of times. The value of the variable counter is incremented by 1 until it equals to the value of end. The variable counter by default increases by 1. You can change the rate at which the variable's counter increments after each revolution by using the step parameter. Syntax: for counter equals 1 to end, step. Statements: exit for, statements, next. Example: for 1 equals 1 to 10. For I equals to 1 to 10. For j equals 1 to 10. for k equals 1 to 10. Next, next, next. Fact Genie. QBasic is almost obsolete in the programming world, but is still a popular language for beginners and especially for educational purposes. Using step value. For specifying the value by which control variable should change, you can provide a step value. In the following program, the control variable s changes by 3 every time the body loop gets executed. For 5, for s equals 1 to 8, step 3. Print s, next s. A negative number can also be assigned as the step value. In such cases, the value of the control variable is decreased by the step value every time when the loop is executed. If the step value is negative, then the initial value of the control value is more than the final value. For s equals 8 to 1, step minus 3. Print s. Next s. The step value can also be a real number. For a equals 1 to 4, step 0.75. Print a. Next a. Exiting loop. This statement exits a do or for loop, a function or sub-procedure, or a def fn function. Before the loop comes to an end on its own, you can exit from a loop yourself. Use the exit for statement in the for next loop and the exit do statement in the do while loop or do until loop. Syntax: exit, def, do, for, function, sub. Example: I% equals 0. Do I% equals I% plus 1. If I% equals 500, then exit do. Loop, print exit at semicolon I. Examples of programs using different looping statements. 1. A program to print all odd number from 1 to 100. CLS. A equals 1, B equals 1. Do while B less than equal to 50. Print A equal to A plus 2, B equal to B plus 1. Loop. End. 2. A program to generate your name 10 times. CLS. A dollar equals Rashi. B equals 1. Do while B equals or greater than 5. Print A dollar. B equals B plus 1. Loop. End. 3. A program in QBasic for displaying the value of 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 using the for next loop. S equals 0. For 1 equals 1 to 10, step 2. S equals S plus 1. Next 1. Print sum of series is semicolon S. 4. A program in QBasic to input the initial and final number of range and show all the even numbers in the range. Input: enter first number num1. Input: enter second number num2. Print even numbers. For b equals num1 to num2. If b mod 2 equals O, then print b semicolon. And if next b. Magic scroll. For repeating the execution of certain statements multiple times, we make use of the looping statement. For next and do loop are the two looping statements in QBasic. When you specify the number of times a specific set of statement has to be executed, we make use of for next statement. When a set of statement repeats until the condition is true, we use the do loop. For stopping the for next loop, we can use the exit for statement. For stopping the do loop, we can use the exit do statement. A. Put a tick on the correct option